Concrete is cement, aggregate, and sand. You can narrow it down to 1920s to 1970s cement.
For more than 2 centuries, Oak Island has hidden its secrets beneath layers of stone, seawater, and myth. But today, everything changes. The History Channel has just confirmed a stunning new breakthrough. A secret chamber discovered by Emma Culligan, buried deep beneath one of the island's oldest sections. And what lies inside may overturn everything we thought we understood about the world's most famous treasure mystery. This isn't just another tunnel, another wooden structure, or another cavity beneath the money pit. Early reports indicate that the chamber contains anomalies unlike anything previously identified on the island. Objects and formations experts are calling historically impossible. Emma Culligan's discovery has already sparked global interest as archaeologists, historians, and even government agencies demand immediate access. How was this chamber uncovered? Why was its existence concealed for so long? And what exactly did Emma see the moment her flashlight illuminated that untouched room? Tonight, we break down every detail: the discovery, the evidence, and the unsettling implications of what the chamber may contain. Oak Island's greatest mystery may finally be unraveling. For years, the island has swallowed dreams, devoured fortunes, and resisted every attempt to expose its secrets. Experts long believed the deepest layers were unreachable, blocked by centuries-old flood tunnels, collapsed shafts, and carefully engineered traps meant to stop anyone from getting too close. But everything changed the day Emma Culligan arrived with a new experimental scanning device. What was supposed to be a routine ground-penetrating radar sweep became the most shocking moment of her career. The first unusual reading appeared faintly, an echo nearly 70 feet below compacted earth and stone. It pulsed irregularly, unlike any signal produced by wood, metal, or natural voids. At first, the team assumed equipment failure. The spike was so extreme that an operator recalibrated the device twice, convinced the data was corrupted. But when Emma insisted on rescanning the same spot, the anomaly sharpened. This wasn't noise, it was something large, hollow, and precisely geometric. As the team approached the location, the ground reacted in a way no one had ever witnessed on Oak Island. A subtle vibration rippled beneath their feet, growing stronger until the soil cracked open just enough to reveal a narrow seam. It was as if the island had been waiting for this moment, for the right person to reveal its hidden chamber at last. Emma's flashlight cut through the darkness, revealing a depth and structure that shouldn't have existed. It was an engineered space, untouched for centuries, contradicting everything experts believed about the island. A hidden entrance that had evaded treasure hunters for generations. But the truth became even more unsettling once Emma stepped inside. The chamber's construction didn't match any known group from Oak Island's history. The walls weren't crude or improvised, nor the work of colonial settlers, early explorers, or even the secretive builders often theorized in pirate legends. Instead, the stonework showed an astonishing level of engineering, a level far older and far more advanced than anything associated with the region's known history. Each stone was flawlessly shaped and fitted with such precision that not even the thinnest blade could slide between them. The angles were mathematically perfect, forming a structure capable of surviving centuries of pressure, flooding, and geological shifts. This wasn't a natural void. It was a deliberate construction, buried long before any recorded human activity in the area. Yet the tools needed to create such craftsmanship didn't exist in Nova Scotia's documented past. Historians who reviewed initial footage were stunned. They couldn't identify the techniques or match the masonry to any known civilization, North American, European, or ancient maritime. The architecture didn't belong to any timeline. It was impossibly out of place. Even stranger were the markings carved into the support pillars. They weren't runes, hieroglyphs, Templar signs, or any known alphabet. They resembled a language, or perhaps a numerical system, unlike anything archaeologists have ever catalogued. The symbols appeared to follow sequences, patterns, or coded structures. Without a cultural reference, experts had no explanation for how such knowledge ended up on an island supposedly untouched by advanced civilization. This contradiction is what terrifies historians. If the chamber predates all known settlements, Oak Island's mystery goes far beyond hidden treasure. It suggests an entire chapter of history that has been erased or intentionally concealed. And if the chamber itself raises questions, what Emma found inside pushes the mystery into even more alarming territory. What objects were discovered that the History Channel refuses to fully reveal? And why are experts calling them impossible for their supposed era? When Emma entered the chamber, she was struck not only by its impossible construction, but by the objects positioned at its center. They weren't colonial artifacts, pirate loot, or the typical wooden scraps and rusted tools often recovered on the island. These items were completely different, so unusual that the History Channel made a rare decision. They refused to show them on camera. The first recovered object was a metallic plate, lightweight, cold to the touch, and unnaturally smooth. The first artifact Emma uncovered wasn't gold, silver, or any metal familiar to the team. Beneath the flashlight, it emitted a faint bluish glow, almost as though it absorbed the light instead of reflecting it. Fine lines ran across its surface, tiny, precise grooves arranged in what looked like a mathematical pattern. Not decorative, not symbolic, engineered. What stunned the team even more was the second artifact, a crystalline object shaped like a lens or focusing tool. It was perfectly symmetrical, polished far beyond anything ancient tools could have produced. When light passed through it, the beam sharpened into a razor-thin line, something no natural crystal or primitive glass could achieve. Early testing suggested technology far beyond anything available during the era of Oak Island's earliest visitors. But the third artifact was the most controversial. It appeared to be a compact mechanism, consisting of interlocking components, its purpose unclear. Some believed it was an ancient tool. Others insisted it resembled a device. But a leaked internal report, circulated quietly among producers and researchers, used a far more unsettling description: technology far ahead of its time. That phrase alone brought everything to a halt. Cameras were ordered off. Footage was locked away. Every crew member present was forced to sign a non-disclosure agreement on the spot. Whatever Emma had uncovered, it wasn't meant for public viewing. Not yet. Behind the scenes, rumors spread rapidly. Some claimed the mechanism resembled an early navigation instrument, but far too advanced for the age. Others argued it was part of a more complex system, possibly a component used by whoever constructed the chamber. One historian reportedly warned that these artifacts represented such a dramatic technological leap that they could rewrite the entire human timeline. The bigger question remained: who built these objects, and why were they hidden so deep beneath Oak Island, protected by traps and an engineered chamber designed to endure centuries? The secrecy surrounding the artifacts only deepened the mystery. If they were truly that advanced, then whatever created them was never meant to be found. And that led to an even more chilling realization. The discovery was just the beginning. Because at the far edge of the chamber, half buried beneath centuries of sediment, the team found something far more unsettling than any artifact. A passageway. It was narrow, perfectly carved, and sealed with a stone slab fitted so precisely it seemed fused to the surrounding wall. This wasn't a collapse. It wasn't erosion. Someone had closed this passage deliberately, as though they were trying to keep something inside, or prevent anyone from reaching what lay deeper. The corridor angled sharply downward into darkness. Its smooth, polished edges were unlike any crude hand-cut tunnels found in old mines or treasure shafts. This was engineered with purpose, and with a level of skill lost to time. Emma immediately recognized the danger. Opening the passage would mean entering a system no human had stepped into for centuries, possibly much longer. But the real shock came when the team used ground-penetrating radar to map the tunnel's hidden depths. At first, the scan seemed ordinary: a sloping corridor, additional chambers, and a large cavern below. But then something unexpected appeared: a faint anomaly, a heat signature, a ripple, movement. Not the slow shifting of stone, not the flow of groundwater. This movement was rhythmic, subtle, but unmistakably real. The operator ran the scan 3 more times. Each time, the result was identical. Something beneath the sealed passage was shifting, slowly, repeatedly, as if it were alive. Panic spread through the crew. Historians refused to comment. Producers ordered silence. Emma, standing before the sealed stone door, felt a terrifying question settle over her. Was this passage sealed to hide treasure, or to imprison something far more dangerous? Further scans revealed a series of geometric structures deeper below, so perfect, so symmetrical, they couldn't be natural. It appeared the chamber was only the entryway to something much larger. A network, a system. A design hidden beneath Oak Island long before recorded history. And if the original builders sealed the passage, they must have had a powerful reason. One strong enough to hide the truth beneath layers of stone and secrecy for centuries. Now, with the chamber exposed, that secret seemed to be stirring again. Because if something was moving below, it meant whatever lay beneath wasn't dormant. It was waiting. The question became urgent. Why did officials arrive within hours of the discovery? And what were they so desperate to remove? In the hours after Emma detected the sealed passage and the disturbing radar readings, excitement buzzed through the team. For a moment, it felt as though they were standing on the edge of Oak Island's greatest revelation. But by the next morning, everything changed. Before sunrise, unmarked black SUVs rolled onto the island. The officials who stepped out weren't local authorities. They weren't Nova Scotia archaeologists. They weren't connected to the History Channel. They carried federal badges from agencies with no declared authority on Oak Island, yet they navigated the site with precision, as though they already knew exactly where to go. Their rapid arrival raised unsettling questions. Who told them? How did they learn what Emma had found? And why were they here? Within minutes, they secured the area, removed camera crews from the chamber, and ordered all filming to stop. Even veteran Oak Island researchers, people who had fought for decades to study the site, were pushed behind security barriers. Emma herself was questioned. Her equipment was seized. Her notes were copied without explanation. And then came the moment that changed everything. A high-ranking official, carrying a sealed briefcase, entered the chamber flanked by 2 agents. According to crew members who managed to glimpse the scene before being escorted away, government agents removed a small metallic case from the chamber, an item Emma had never documented, photographed, or even seen. It had been hidden behind the sealed stone slab near the entrance to the deeper passageway. Within moments, the object was locked inside a briefcase and taken off the island under armed guard. Later, the History Channel claimed that filming had been paused due to technical issues, but everyone on site knew that wasn't true. Something had been taken, something the government clearly didn't want the public to know about. Rumors spread quickly. Was the object part of the ancient mechanism? A piece of advanced technology hinted at by the forbidden artifacts? Or even evidence connecting Oak Island to an unknown civilization? No answers came. Instead, the entire site was shut down for 48 hours under the pretext of an environmental safety evaluation, a vague explanation often used when secrecy is more important than transparency. Even more troubling, several of the original chamber scans vanished from the central system without authorization. Whatever information was in that missing file, the government wanted it before anyone else. Despite the chaos, Emma remained determined. If officials were working this hard to bury the truth, then the discovery was far more significant and far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. And the sealed passageway was only a fraction of the mystery. Because carved into the chamber wall, almost overlooked during the government takeover, was something older. Something left by the original builders. A message. What ancient inscription did experts decipher, and why does it point to an even more terrifying secret beneath Oak Island? After officials removed the hidden object and sealed off the deeper passage, Emma returned to the chamber, determined to preserve whatever evidence remained. The government might have taken control of part of the site, but they hadn't erased everything. On the far wall, carved into the oldest stones, Emma found something far more disturbing than any artifact. At first glance, The markings looked similar to the geometric patterns on the pillars, symbols with no known cultural or historical roots. But under the right lighting, Emma realized they weren't decorative. They weren't mathematical either. They were a message, deliberately engraved, deeply carved, and unmistakably urgent. Not a code, not a map, a warning. Emma filmed the symbols in detail and sent the footage to linguists and ancient language specialists across the world. Responses trickled in slowly, cautiously, as though each expert doubted their own conclusions. The symbols belonged to no known writing system, yet they followed a linguistic rhythm, a structure resembling the earliest proto-languages, older than any civilization linked to the Atlantic. But one chilling consensus emerged. All experts, working independently, reached the same translation. Do not open. Suddenly, everything made sense. The sealed passage, the flawless engineering, the strange artifacts, the government's immediate involvement and rapid removal of evidence. The chamber wasn't merely hiding something significant, it was containing something dangerous. Whoever built the structure, an advanced group capable of carving stone with incredible precision and creating airtight passageways, left behind a warning meant to endure for centuries. They knew what lay beyond the sealed passage, and they didn't want anyone disturbing it. But that raised a more unsettling question. What exactly had they locked away? And why were they so desperate to ensure it remained sealed? Emma felt a growing dread. If the government had retrieved something before anyone else could examine it, perhaps they already understood, or suspected, what rested beneath Oak Island. The strange radar movements, the unnatural geometry, the ancient warning, all of it pointed toward a mystery far greater than treasure. Something that challenged the very foundations of history. If the inscription was accurate, opening that deeper passageway wasn't a triumph. It was a mistake. Yet Emma also knew the Oak Island team wouldn't turn back. Not now, not after uncovering proof of knowledge lost to time. Because sometimes the truth is more powerful and more dangerous than anyone expects. Please subscribe to the Timefall channel and don't forget to like.